Blair, you have to get rid of some of these.
How could you make me decide?
Too bad it's falling apart. Yeah, like this talk show. Let's go.
Oh my god. Welcome to the first episode of Let's Talk Disney in the series of just called Let's Talk, where we just talk. This episode is formatted way differently because, one, we have a camera!
Hey!
I wish you
Clap
could
in the
see
half.
you.
You're so beautiful.
Yeah, you're so gorgeous. Also, it's daytime.
It is daytime.
So we're
and
using natural light.
We usually film at nighttime.
Yeah, like 30 minutes before your curfew.
Today, we're going to be talking about one of our favorite things, Star Wars. Yeah, no, I was going to say, I actually have some clips from me and my family at the premiere. Yeah, it was a really fun night. It was a lot of fun. The only problem that we had was seating. Mary-Kate and I got separated from my parents, so like they were in front of us and we were behind them.
But you and MK were together.
Yeah, Mary-Kate and I were together. She was dressed as Rey, so she had a lot of fun.
Let's talk about The Last Jedi.
I'm like, oh, I get goosebumps just thinking about it. It was such a good movie.
Do you have any? Okay, it's not my favorite, you know.
It's definitely not my favorite Star Wars movie, but it was very, 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 very good.
I'm glad you think so. I don't have that many varies before the good.
I feel like this is one of those episodes where I'm going to end up walking out again.
No. Okay, let me pose this question to you. Episode 7, Rogue One, Episode 8. Out of the 3 movies of this new era of Star Wars, even though Rogue One, yes, takes place then, it's still part of the new era of Star Wars, because we're going to get the Han Solo film, too. Out of the 3 new ones, which one do you... Well, I guess you've only seen Episode 8 once, so this really isn't a fair question, but out of the 3, which is the most remarkable to you? Which one do you love the most? I'm going to
have to say The Last Jedi, and not because it's, like, new. I'm saying it because I have never laughed so hard during a Star Wars movie. I have never felt like, during a Star Wars movie. Like, going in, and maybe it was just, like, premiere night, like, and, like, my dad explained that he said going to see it a second time without, like, the hype of, like, premiere night. Because all the people who go to the premiere night are, like, hardcore Star Wars fans. And so my dad said when he went the second time, yeah, you're not, sorry. When he went the second time, like, you know, like, when the logo first popped up on screen, premiere night, everybody was like, yeah, like, everybody was cheering.
Oh my gosh, that's how the cinema should be!
Yeah, that's how it was. And I think, even if I go see it again, like, I'm going to go see it again, I think it was just the whole, like, atmosphere and the way that I watched the movie. It was a movie that had me, like, every minute just being like, what's gonna happen? Yeah, so I would have to say, like, while I really like The Force Awakens because it's the new generation, I will always love it. I think it would be Last Jedi, Force Awakens, Rogue One. I hate Rogue One because everybody dies.
Ouch.
But, I love Rogue One, but, like, my big thing with it is everybody died.
Okay, so let's just get into specific plot points of The Last Jedi to just air out some grievances and some excitements and all that, you know.
I'm not saying, like, I didn't have problems with the movie. There were some things that I was like, really? Like, what the heck is wrong with you? Why did you do this? But I loved it. I thought it was great. Who's your favorite character in The Last Jedi? That was it.
Okay. In retrospect, as soon as the movie was over, I was like, darn. But as I was watching the movie, I got to a point where I met a character for the first time, and I was like, I love you.
I think I know what you're talking about.
You're gonna be my favorite character. And then by the end of the movie, I was like, oh, whatever. That's exactly my attitude towards that character. I was like, fish
well, not the character that you liked.
I'm just saying, like, it is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to really experience a movie and get into it, and that's what you experience as a big Star Wars fan now. You know, going to 8, that was your, you know, first real Star Wars movie experience. So part of the experience for me, because I had a great time too. I went at 10:30 in the morning the next day by myself.
She sent a Snapchat and she was like,
Point being that the master decoder thief guy. When I met him, I was like,
loved him.
Oh my gosh,
loved him.
You're so cool.
But see, he's gonna be a bigger part in the next movie.
No.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because they kind of teased him in this
I
movie.
hate that I'm so ambivalent towards him now, though.
That's the thing. So many people were telling me about this movie. They're like, I hate what they did with the characters. I hate all this stuff. And I'm like, you guys keep forgetting that there's another movie in 2 years. So while there may be problems with this movie, it's all going to be resolved eventually.
Okay, but then you also have to look at a movie as a whole and be like, you know...
It was amazing!
Is it a good movie?
Yes, it was a good movie. It was a great movie. You said that in a way of you were like, I hated this movie.
I didn't hate the movie.
I know you didn't.
I didn't hate the movie. I know I come across like I hated the movie. But also, it's not my favorite Star Wars movie. I do need to see it again. You know?
We can go again.
Let's go
again.
Hey, do you want to come?
Yeah, honestly. When I get
do you want to come?
You want to come with us?
Come with us?
Come on.
Because you can.
Yeah, message us and we'll
get a phone booth or a police box or a DeLorean.
My favorite character was Kylo Ren. See, my thing is, while I love Star Wars as a whole, and, like, everybody's first instinct is, like, you gotta go to the Resistance, and you gotta go to the Rebels, and you gotta go to the good side. No, I love the dark side. I
really do.
I love their character. I'm gonna punch you. I like the dark side because I feel like their characters have so much development. Like, if you look at Anakin, and you look at Darth Vader, and you look at Snoke.
Tarkin, maybe? Oh, sorry. I love Tarkin. Go on.
You messed up the symmetry! No, I really liked Kylo Ren because I feel like that was the character that gave us the most surprises. I feel like, while Rey, they progressed her story a little bit, she didn't do a lot for me. It was like, she was on the island, she tried to get Luke, she had a forced connection with Kylo. That was it. Their fight was cool.
Yeah.
Their fight was amazing. But that's about it. I loved how at the end, spoiler alert, he killed Snoke, and then, you're like, oh, they're fighting together. He realized this. And then when he turns to her and he's like, we could rule together, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, yes.
Oh my gosh.
I was like,
yes.
you just did something that I was not expecting.
No, but it wasn't him offering. It was the offer itself that got me really excited, because at that point I really wanted Rey to take his hand and just rule the freaking galaxy with him.
I see, that's the thing. I didn't want that because I didn't want that for her character. Even though, I wanted it. I was like, oh, do it. Please do it. It would be so great. At the same time, I was like, she can't. She can't do it. She can't do it.
It's so bad, Sammy. Because she could have, infiltrated the First Order and actually brought some good into the galaxy. She could have balanced out
She could have.
Kylo's. Kylo's,
she could
bad
have,
attitude.
but that's not who she is as a character at this point.
No.
She's not ready to step up like that.
Ready.
She's not ready. Are you ready for it?
Copyright, Sammy!
Okay, sorry. Anyways, Kylo was my favorite. I will always love the dark side.
Okay, so...
Because I feel like with him killing Snoke, that had a whole new meaning to the line of, let the past die, kill it if you have to. That brought a whole new meaning to that.
And then his character... Han with
and then at the end, when he sees the Millennium Falcon, and he's like, blast that thing out of the sky! And then, he puts all the guns on Luke, and then Luke is just like, let's talk about Luke for a second.
I have a very interesting thing that I heard. All my insights towards the movie are basically from other people. But,
mine's from Reddit, so.
Mine's from a combination of people that I discussed it with. Even though immediately after I saw it, I did the 2-hour drive to Roxborough, and
You just contemplated by yourself.
No, I just talked out loud to myself. I even recorded myself, but of course, there was no audio.
Oh, that's sad.
Anyways, I heard an interesting thing of when Rey and Kylo are having their conversations, when they touch hands, how you can tell that they can actually touch one another. With that whole projection thing with the Force, it means that you can actually feel. Also when Luke goes to Leia and does that.
That's why he can do it.
Yeah, so think of the implications for when Luke was being blasted. He had to withstand that much pain. And then he walked through the rest of it. He exerted himself so much that he had to ghost away. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
It's just a theory.
I did the theory.
Because
film theory. Thanks for watching. Okay, sorry.
Do you understand? Oh.
Yes!
So, but that's just really cool, don't you think?
Yes. I will say I was pretty mad when he did ghost away at the end. I was like, are you kidding me? My sister will tell you, I literally, like, you're my sister. I was like, no! Like, that was me during the movie. I was so mad. Because I feel like he could have done, like, so much more.
Yeah, okay. Carrying expectations into this movie, I remember you discussed with me where you thought Kylo's character was going to go right off the bat after you saw episode 7. And so far, you've been right. But my expectations for this movie, I thought that a couple people were going to die. Because I was like, it's the second in the trilogy, people gotta die.
I thought they were going to kill her off.
I thought Leia and Poe were going to die.
If they kill off Poe, I'm just going to say it now, I'm going to riot, and the world is going to burn. Like, you do not
just want to watch the world burn.
If you kill off Poe, I will literally throw matches.
I expected a couple of people to die. I expected Leia and Poe to die, especially since our princess, Carrie Fisher, has passed away. So that's what I thought was going to happen. The number of fake-out deaths in this movie was one of the more notable things. I exited that movie with 3 different big takeaways. Not necessarily good, not necessarily bad. The humor. There was an extreme amount of humor. Not an extreme amount. There was for a Star Wars movie. There was always humor in the Star Wars movies.
I feel like the humor in this movie is kind of what made the movie better, in my opinion. Like, you know, at the beginning when he's like, hello, I'm holding for General Hugs. Yeah, I'd like to speak to Hugs, please. Like, that was, like, it's in the middle of a really serious moment, but it's hilarious. Anyway, so yeah, the humor.
The second most notable thing were the number of fake-out deaths. How... like, oh, Leia's dead. No, she's not. Oh, Poe's gonna die.
Okay, whoa.
Oh, they're all gonna die. Oh, psych, not. Oh, Finn's gonna die.
Oh, no.
Oh, Luke's dead.
Oh, he really did that. No, but he really
But then
did.
He
really did that. Hux is gonna shoot Kylo. Oh no, Kylo woke up.
Moral of the story, don't hesitate.
Yeah, he hesitated. Don't do it next time. You could have saved a lot of people.
The third takeaway was how surface level they talked about, like, metaphorical ideas or whatever. Like, basically during the whole movie, they were as emotionally open about hope and how important it is to war. Almost as if it was, like, another weapon. Because, like, the bad guys outright said, you know, if they don't have hope, they're gonna lose. And then the good guys were like, if we don't have hope, we're gonna lose. Like, they kept saying, we have to keep up hope. But there was one scene in particular where I want a counter of how many times they said the word hope.
But I mean, I feel like hope has been the theme throughout all of the Star Wars movies.
That is true.
That has been the theme of Star Wars. Exactly. Like, the first movie to come out was A New Hope. Hope is the theme of Star Wars, so it kind of makes sense that they talk about it a lot. But I do feel like this
talked about it like it was like a.
I feel like this movie very much was beating you over the head with, we have to have hope. Okay, I want to talk about that scene with Leia really quickly, where they blow up the freaking cockpit, and she's just there. That would have been a beautiful way to send her off.
Yeah.
Why did she have to fly back?
I don't know how many times I can say this about a movie, but when I was watching that part, you see Kylo, he's about to blow her up.
He doesn't.
And then he doesn't, and then his 2 TIE fighters do the job. You see her in there, and then comes the part that really, like, made me offended. I felt offense. Like an actual offense. I just didn't know. I felt offended watching, I was fine, you know, I have to make my peace with the fact that, you know, Leia's not always going to be around, and she can't always be around, but you see her, and it blows up, and you watch her get sucked out into the vacuum of space. That, I was like, Are you kidding me?
I read why they did the scene, and it was because they were like, we've never really seen that she's strong in the Force, and they wanted to, like, pay tribute to that and show how strong she was. We've seen that she has the Force before. Like, obviously, we've seen it. I don't feel like that scene was necessary. Yes, to show that Kylo didn't want to kill his mother.
But then the next
like,
step.
the next step after that.
Where they show her frozen in space, which
and
I was still offended.
Twitches. She twitches. She, like, twitches, and then she, like, goes forward, and then she, like, touches the glass, and it's just, the whole scene for me was just weird.
Can we go ahead and talk about Snoke?
Yes, we can!
Okay, leaving episode 7, I did have a bunch of questions about Snoke, because I was like, are they going to try to tie in Old Republic era canon with, like, this and, like, make him freaking Darth Plagueis or something?
Yeah, I was like,
and a lot of people, I had many discussions with people who just swore that he was going to be Darth Plagueis.
See, some people thought he was going to be the Emperor, like,
reincarnated,
and I was like, that would be stupid.
Yeah, given what we have with the whole projection thing now with the Force and how realistic it can be, who knows? Yeah, but anyways, not the point.
Well, I feel like you still have, because that's for the living Jedi. That's what I think that projection thing is.
Go Yoda. Go Sobi.
Okay, but they can't, like... Like, they can't, like, touch you. He can make, like, lightning call down from the sky, but he can't... Apparently, Yoda can summon lightning.
Okay, I did think... I was curious. I was like, who is this guy? I want to know. But then, once we got into the throne room where we saw Snoke... Did you just check what's in my treasure chest?
Yes, I did.
Oh my goodness.
I was really curious.
Okay, were you pleasantly surprised?
No, I just was like,
yeah. Okay, but then as soon as we saw him in the throne room, I didn't care anymore. I was like, not like I don't care about this character. Oh my gosh, I'm so fed up with it. I was more like, it doesn't matter at this point. I'm here now. We're gonna see what happens.
That was the thing. I loved what they did with him. I was really surprised. Yeah. I was so surprised. I expected Rey to kill him. I didn't expect, like, Kylo to kill him. But here's the thing. I'm
so glad he's just out of the picture now.
Right? Here's my thing. That's another reason why I really like Kylo's character is because he killed Snoke. And that was, like, shocking and surprising. Because, you know how it is, the Master and the Jedi, there's always one and the same. So I guess another question with that would be, is Kylo going to get an apprentice then? Or is he hoping that Rey?
Yeah, I think he's been trying to recruit her for 2 movies now.
But I don't think Rey's going to do it. While she may try to get him back, I think he's done too much for her to, like, go to...
You know, she's obviously very skilled and strong with the Force. I do appreciate their relationship now, and I'm kind of... naive, let's be honest, and I tend to take things at face value. So in the movie, when Kylo and Rey are talking, he's like, your parents, you know the truth, they were nobody. No one.
That's not true.
See, I believed him.
So did I originally, but then I thought about it and I was like, he's lying.
That's what
he's lying.
Someone pointed out to me.
He's lying.
I had a dinner with a friend and we were talking about it, and they're like, it's so obvious that he's lying, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it's not because because like Ryan Johnson came out and he was like, yo, like, we're gonna answer who Rey's parents are. But then you answered us, but is it the right answer?
I thought he was telling the truth, and...
Which he might have been. We don't know.
And my brother actually told me something that I didn't know before, that after Episode 5, when Episode 5 came out in the theaters, people thought Darth Vader was lying.
See, this is what I was telling a lot of my coworkers, is look at the comparisons between 5 and this one.
Yeah. There isn't too much.
There's not a lot, but the way that they've structured the movie, because you have everybody either loving it or hating it, and that's how Empire Strikes Back was. Yeah. People either loved it or people hated it. There are so many things that I was like, what, that I could completely hate this movie. But I don't, because I have in my mind, okay, here are the questions I have and I don't understand. When the next one comes out, they'll be answered.
Yeah, and...
Now it's symmetrical.
There's not a lot of parallels between 5 and this one, but there is. I can see the way they're going. Because it's like...
They got a lot of flack for 4 and 7 being basically the same.
And this is the thing that George Lucas said. He said Star Wars is like a dance. And it's repeated, but it's different. So I loved it. Loved the movie.
Oh, meant to be 6 films.
Are we forgetting any of it? Finn and Rose.
Finn and Rose.
We haven't talked about them yet. Let's talk about them.
I was
Why?
I like it. I don't like that it's such a big thing.
I like her. I don't understand why.
Why they're...
Why? No, like, not even that, like, why was their whole story in there?
Oh,
I feel like it really derailed from a lot of the stuff that was going on. Because they went to this really weird planet, and then they just ended up getting captured anyways. You didn't even fulfill your mission.
It does what a lot of the books and the TV shows do. They didn't really need to bring this into light in the movie, I think. But the fact that so many people are suffering, like, because of the war criminals.
It did bring in that
and the
kid,
separation.
Though.
Yeah.
With the broom. What?
Like, and now he has this super obvious bling on his finger.
I think that the whole scene with the kid was to show there can be a new generation, and that there possibly will be a new generation of Jedi. Which I'm really hoping I'm right about that.
Also, the way the movie ended, it did end in such a way that, 1, I can make it these next 2 years.
Yes.
And then 2, there can be however many years you want between this movie and the next movie. Because, like, with the episode 7, it ended with Rey holding out the lightsaber.
And that was an immediate pickup. This one, they left room to do a time jump, which I'm really hoping they do a time jump. That would be good. J.J. Abrams already turned the script in for the next one. And I'm really excited that they're going back to J.J. Abrams, because then he can follow through with some questions that we still have from 7, which is, how did Maz get Luke's lightsaber? Who is Maz? Because she was only in this last one for, like, 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the time jump because, there are some things that I that's too strong of a word. There's some things that I really want from this movie. First of all, I wanted Rey to just take his hand and then work within the system to, like, break down the First Order, to actually bring maybe the First Order and the New Republic together to make some sort of okay government. But
Star Wars has never had an okay government.
No, it hasn't.
And I think that is not going to change.
Yeah, you know, art imitates life, so.
Yep.
Oh no, the FBI!
Trump's at the window!
Can we just get political and let's talk Disney?
Yeah, we could.
Why? But anyways, Rose and Finn's plotline went into more of that kind of
to
stuff.
show kind of what's going on. Yeah.
But that's the kind of stuff that I enjoy reading and I enjoy seeing in the shows.
I don't want to put it in the movie. But, like, I understand, like, that's what got them to be on the ship. Like, that's what got all that. Introduced the bounty, whatever guy.
The thief.
When I first saw him, I was like, oh no, they're going to try to put another, like, Han Solo type figure in here where he, like...
Well, there's Poe.
Well, yeah, no, but I say Han Solo as being, like, he's the smuggler, he's the one who's like, I'm just doing it for the money, and then ends up joining the cause, and I was like, this is their Han Solo replacement, and then I was like, oh, wait, no, it's not. This guy's awful. I don't think Poe is more... I think Poe... I don't see him as a Han Solo.
At first, I definitely did.
At first, I did.
Kind of arrogant...
I would agree with that. Like, archetype, kind of. Just in the way of personality.
He started like that, but I really liked Poe's progression the most in this movie. Like, people were like, there wasn't a lot of character development in this movie. There was a crap ton of character development. Maybe not with a few characters, like Finn. I didn't really see any development with him. I saw a lot with Poe, because at the beginning he started kind of the same way he did in 7, of that arrogant person. But then as he grew on, he realized, I can't be this person because I have to lead these people and get them out alive. And, like, that's what I liked.
They set up Finn pretty well with, like, oh, he's still running away from his problems, like always. But not in a kind of tiresome way, in kind of a believable way, because we did have some time away from Finn. And now we're with him again, and he's, like, still caring mainly about Rey, because that was the last thing that happened for him. But, he had some good...
He had some good
I was
points.
very shocked at his fake-out death when he was, like, about to die, but he didn't. It's like...
I would have loved that!
I was, like, not prepared. I was like, okay, you're really forcing this one, guys.
See, I feel like if Finn would have died there,
So sorry.
I would have been really mad in the moment of his death, but I would have been okay with it.
I wouldn't have been, because they make him such a
He was such a big main character
in the last one. Now, I usually kind of brush love stories under the rug because that's not why I go see movies. But the end bit where
Poe goes up and introduces himself to Rey, and then you have Finn watching from the back. I'm not getting into the love triangles at this point. I don't see the need for them.
Pentagon.
I've seen a whole bunch of stuff about Reylo. People want Rey and Kylo together, and I'm just like, that is not gonna happen. First of all, second of all,
would you mind putting something on?
that was a funny scene. I appreciated that scene. That was hilarious.
I have a friend who, after she saw it on premiere night too, just like you, and I didn't think that I was going to get any spoilers because it came out Thursday night, right?
Yeah, Thursday night, and then Friday was the official release date.
Morning, I went and I saw it in the morning, and so that's only a few hours, but I had a friend on Snapchat say, oh yeah, so we just went and saw The Last Jedi, and there's the scene where Kylo Ren doesn't have a shirt on, and the theater was really silent. And
it was so quiet.
And then my friend just went, oh, to his shirtless body, and the whole theater erupted with laughter. And so I got a spoiler before the movie. Kylo was going to be shirtless at some point.
I don't understand the Reylo thing because I don't think it's going to happen. The Finn and Rose thing, I've seen some people that are like, oh, they're going to make Finn and Poe gay. And I'm just like, they're not going to. This is just...
There's a lovely brotherhood bromance
it's a bromance. It's a bromance.
It's not that. Anyhow, closing remarks.
Have we talked about everything? What'd you feel about the purple-haired lady?
Jurassic Park woman.
Is that what you call her?
Yes. She was in Jurassic Park.
Oh, she was?
Yeah. Not Jurassic World. Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I've seen Jurassic Park.
Okay, just making sure.
I've seen it once.
But Jurassic Park lady.
I don't see her. I didn't see why her character was necessary.
Yeah, she was kind of a
what?
Kind of an odd question mark.
I just don't see it.
It was just kind of another person I talked to about the movie. They were like, Last Jedi was all about feminism, and I was like,
no, it wasn't.
What?
No, I saw more like I said, I didn't see a lot of character development with Rey, but I saw a lot with Kylo and with Poe.
The person I talked to was how the men are always just kind of like, oh my gosh, let's go do this thing, and then the women are like, no. Yeah.
I just the two people that I saw the most character development in, it was Kylo Ren and Poe Dameron. Finn.
How exactly did Poe grow as a person?
From the beginning of being I'm going to shoot everything and not care about the consequences, to doing something and not caring about the consequences, to learning from that, and then in the end when you had a similar situation but he was the one who was on the other side and had to make the decision of, are we going to go for it like I wanted to, or are we not going to go for it, and he made the decision to not go for it. Right. That shows how much he grew and how he's kind of turning into that leadership position. I believe in the next movie he's going to step up and be in that leadership position, which I am all for.
Okay, so earlier I had said, things I want from this movie. There was the whole Kylo and Rey thing. What I really wanted, I just wanted Kylo to just, hop in, a space pod and, go to a planet and just be in isolation for a decade. Just be in his...
Become Luke!
Because...
Wouldn't that be cool, though, if he, went to the same island as Luke, but, didn't know
it? It's an island that can't be found except by those who already know where it is. So, what I want him to do is just go and just, be forget all of y'all. Let me just go and deal with myself because everyone else is an idiot. Because that's basically kind of the tune he was singing. He was like, forget the Jedi, forget the Sith, forget the rebels, and then that's the last piece of the puzzle. I wanted him to be like, forget the First Order, I'm done with this crap.
But he can't,
and then just go.
He can't forget the First Order because he wants to... Exactly. He wants the control. That's what his character... He turned from the Padawan type to the one wanting the control, which is kind of what Anakin... it's not completely what Anakin did.
And he does want control. Exactly. Because if you have an entire army on your hands...
Who's not going to take over the world?
You have to care about your... forget everyone else attitude more than you do having,
an entire army.
An entire army on your side. Especially since you just killed off, you know,
the leader of everyone.
Ultimate, like, leader. So
here's what I think. I'm gonna do a little prediction.
Ooh.
I think that Rey is going to not step up into a leadership position per se, but she's going to kind of continue on her quest to like make Kylo good again, and she's probably going to fail. I feel like Kylo is probably going to die, and it's going to be heartbreaking. It's going to be sad, but it's going to be Hux who's going to do it. I think it's going to be Hux because you can kind of see in this movie where Hux is like, I hate you and I want you gone. Like, without knowing anything, I just like, this is what I think is going to happen. And then Poe's going to lead the resistance, and then Finn is, I don't know what Finn's going to do. I don't really care at this point. I mean, like, I care.
Remember Force Awakens Sammy and how much she cared about Finn.
I did. I had a phone case for him.
What happened?
I broke it.
No, not with the phone case.
My relationship with Finn was broken. No, I didn't see a lot from his character, and he was still the same funny, like, Finn, but I didn't have a lot from his character. I still like him, and I just can't see what they're gonna do with him. And with Rose either, I don't see what they're gonna do with her, but we'll see what happens. I really hope they make her a bigger character, because I loved her. She was great.
She was
with
great.
What she was in, I loved her. So I want them to do more with her.
I don't need her to be a big character. Okay, think about...
Luke's gonna come back as a Force ghost.
I hope at the very end, if there's a dance montage, I want him to post up.
But
let it be the moisture farmer version of him. Just like smoldering off into the sunset. Sunsets. Sorry. Let's end this.
Okay,
it's time for the let's talk to end.
It is time for this to be over. Thank you for liking and commenting on this video. Thank you for liking and commenting on this video. Be sure to subscribe and share this video.
I am a Jedi Temple guard. Fear me. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Was that a Woody reference? It's done. It's got something on it.
It's sand.
Why?
I went to the beach last summer and I never cleaned it up.
I went to the beach last summer.
Do I look good?
Yeah.
No. do that wash again.
I don't get it. It's funny.
You look pretty good.
As I was saying, thank you for liking and commenting on this video. Be sure to share it with your Star Wars friends so you guys can talk about what we've talked about. If you have any theories or any thoughts on Star Wars, please leave them in the comments below. We would love to hear them. We love Star Wars. We love all things Star Wars. We spent, I think, the day before this talking about the movie. And so we love Star Wars. We love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. We have 31 subscribers now. Alright, okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.